Hello, I'm Kevin Benedict, Senior Vice President of Solution Strategy here at Regalix. And I want to thank everyone for joining us today. My guest today in this is part of the Digital and Marketing Leadership Series. And my guest today, I'm so excited to announce, is Sophie Vu from Vibes. Sophie, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here, Kevin.
You know, we had some trouble with the laptop camera on Sophie's end, so we're using her iPhone, and it's brilliant. It looks great, Sophie.
Well, we are a mobile company, so I try my best.
So yeah, why not, right? So I'm here in Boise, which is obvious because everybody in Boise wears bow ties. But where are you calling in from, Sophie?
San Francisco.
All right. Now I bet you inland in the Silicon Valley there's like 70, but in San Francisco is about 50.
Well, today it's beautiful. It's nice and sunny, a little windy, but mid 60s.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us today. So, Sophie, for those that are not familiar with Vibes, why don't you give us that, snapshot, that elevator pitch that gives us an idea what Vibes does, and then we'll really dig into some of your experiences, insights, and strategies.
Yeah, so Vibes, we're a mobile marketing software company, which means that we enable brands like Chipotle, PetSmart, Discover, Allstate to engage with their customers through mobile channels like texting, push notifications, mobile wallet. And we do that through our technology platform as well as through mobile experts that we have on staff to help our brands create the strategy to engage with them.
Got it. So if somebody said to you, which I guess somebody is me, what problems are you out there to solve? What problems are companies having that you guys have the answers to?
Well, there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of digital noise and interruptions that people have during their day. But we enable our brands to break through that noise and deliver valuable content and programs to their consumer or to their customers that want to engage with them, right? So we help brands connect with consumers.
All right. And I know you guys emphasize targeting those customers that are on the go. Talk to me about that. How is it different supporting mobile customers than maybe just an online digital customer?
Well, on the go usually is with their mobile device, right? And I don't know about you, but I take my mobile phone everywhere I go, and I use it to accomplish a lot of different things, whether that's checking my email or planning an event or buying or purchasing something. It's a very utility-driven device. And so with that in mind, people don't have the luxury of just sitting in front of a desktop with a big screen. They have to be able to consume the data really quickly and then take action on it. So by having that kind of form factor drive how you communicate to your consumers, it's a different way of communicating, right? So you have to be concise, you have to be purpose-driven, you have to be contextually relevant and timely.
Oh, yeah. And so, when I'm presenting on trends and things like that at different conferences where I speak, I often talk about the mobile devices being a sensor platform. There's 20 plus kinds of sensors. They're all giving you all kinds of information. They're all collecting all kinds of information. I imagine all those sensors provide valuable info and then you can associate with some of your marketing as well.
Correct. So the mobile device is a very personal device, tracking not only usage, but location and interactions. You also put a lot of preferences in there, right? Like notify me of this or don't. So taking all that data, taking all that information in a non-creepy way, but in a very opt-in way, we help brands craft that campaign or craft that program to deliver the right message at the right time.
All right. So what are some of the ways you're using? Are you associating marketing with email, with messages, with alerts? How are you interacting with the mobile device through some of your activities?
I would say all of the above, right? So our platform is built to handle multi-channel mobile interactions, right? So obviously email is inherently mobile now, right? Like I said, I check my email on my mobile device. We can enable and extend email to be more mobile first, which means that you can tie in text messaging, you tie in push notifications, you can have, let's say you have an offer that you send to people through the email, you can actually create a button that says save to your mobile wallet so that you're not, skimming through your emails looking for that coupon or that offer that that brand had sent you. So we are looking at mobile across all the different channels in mobile as well as email. And we do that so that we can create a great experience and not a siloed experience. So it's not just about one channel.
I think this week is my first week that I actually put something in my mobile wallet other than an airline ticket. So I can.
Congratulations. What was it?
I don't, it was some notice that said, do you want to put it in your wallet? And I said, yeah, because I don't want to have to go look for it in my email or my messages when the time comes.
Well, that's perfect. Yeah. So a lot of people don't realize that the mobile wallet can house more than just boarding passes, but event tickets, coupons, offers, loyalty cards.
Oh, yeah.
But I like to know exactly my points. I like to know when I can redeem offers. So there's a lot more use cases that people don't realize from mobile wallet.
I did a research project last year that said something like 70% of companies with loyalty programs do not have an integration with mobile apps yet. And I was like, wow, that's a big failure, because if we're using that as our wallet, we're using it for everything on our mobile device, but there's a disassociation between that and a loyalty program. That's a problem.
Yes, that is a big problem, but we are looking to solve that. So we have a few loyalty partners that we work with in helping them extend their loyalty programs to the mobile device or digitally, right? We're not going to be the loyalty system, but we are going to extend these robust platforms to be more mobile friendly.
Got it. So in a lot of the content related to Vibes on your website, I keep seeing that word context, and how important context is to an effective marketing campaign. And I think that's also related to the concept of the personalized mobile moment, isn't it?
It is. And
talk to us about that.
Yeah, well, funny that you brought that up. We actually launched our new website yesterday, so I might be looking a little tired from a lot of the activity. But again, mobile is a very personal device, and people are on the go and they are busy doing things while engaging on the mobile device. It has to be personalized, right? It has to be driven by the context of where that person is. And whether it's at a store, inside a store, or at the airport, or just sitting at home, even we have to understand that people engage differently at different times.
No, thank you for sharing that. So now let's talk about you personally, Sophie. Let's put on your CMO hat. So talk to me. How is your role at Vibes different from some of your other leadership roles you've had throughout your career?
Well, I would say that people that know me know that I have a long history of working with startups, right? So usually very early stage companies and small teams. But working at Vibes is different because Vibes has been around for 20 years. It's a well-kept secret, I guess. But, what makes Vibes special is that, they were early on in the mobile arena, if you will, right? SMS, they were pioneering SMS. We're like one of 4 tier 1 aggregators that have direct access to all the major carriers. And as you know, SMS is on every single device, right? So in a way, we have direct access to everyone's device in this world. And it's about how do we use that to drive value for our customers. So it's different in that sense, that I get to work with a lot of great brands that are very innovative and have a big customer base. So Vibes is B2C, if you will, where, we're dealing with consumers directly. I don't know if that helps.
Oh, that's exciting. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to learn from your experiences there. Now, since you've been in the market for some time, let me ask you this question. How have you seen companies' marketing strategies and marketing approaches actually changed in 5 years. Series, we talk a lot about digital transformation. So I have some ideas as well, but I'm interested to hear what you've seen over the last 5 years by way of changing strategies.
I think it's actually, I'm very philosophical and I don't want to be too poetic, but it's like, you know, it was all about how do we mass message? How do we like create marketing automation, right? So that we can engage with our customers. And I think like, because with all the kind of emerging technologies and predictive to AI, to personalization, even individualization, we're finding that it's not just about creating that massive scale. Now we're honing into that one-to-one engagement, right? So I think it's okay. We you know, back to early marketing times. How do you create customer service where you're talking human to human?
Right.
And then you're like, oh no, we need to scale this. We need to create systems, big systems. And now we're coming back to how do we get these systems to enable us to talk one-on-one?
Oh,
so
absolutely.
it's almost like we're coming full circle based on figuring out how to automate and scale. And now we're trying to personalize and individualize the conversation through technology.
That's brilliant. So everybody I talk to has some AI automation story. So what is Vibes artificial intelligence? You know, what's their story? How are they using it?
So it's still early days, right? You hear things about how retailers and brands are using chatbots, you know, to help answer more automated questions like what are your store hours or what's your location. It's not necessarily there yet to replace an actual conversation like what we're having now, Kevin. But, you know, again, it's like how do you take the kind of commoditized interactions and automate that because it's, you know, it's almost coin operated, and then leave kind of the more one-to-one interactions to actually humans to humans, right? So I think it's about testing that and seeing what consumers are willing to engage with. I mean, everything's about text messaging now, right? I don't even call my mother anymore. I text her. So, so how can we empower brands to have that natural conversation with their consumers at scale and not lose the fact that, you know, there are humans on the other side. So I would say it's still early days, but we are exploring those things, right?
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, it's very exciting space. I actually created my own chatbot, and I created it for our daughter. And so I gave her the phone number, and she dialed it, and it had about a 10-minute conversation with her. But in each tweet, it told her what a wonderful dad she had. It was awesome.
Yes, you can definitely game it or create some propaganda around them.
It was pretty funny. Okay, so everybody's talking about identifying the personas that you're trying to sell to, the individuals. You know, is this individual that's a customer? Are they a decision maker? Are they a user? Are they a gatekeeper, et cetera, et cetera? All these different personas. Now, is that something that you guys look to support those personas and their path to purchase journeys? And then build out those customer experiences? Or are you a component of that and somebody else maintains those personas?
So are you asking about me as a B2B marketer or creating solutions to help our customers create those personas?
Yeah, good question. So I'm going back to just thinking about this whole idea of customers' paths. And just asking you, in your platform, are you maintaining and trying to identify all the different personas and then giving them the right marketing content? Or do you just assist other bigger platforms in their role in that?
I think our specialty area is around that mobile channel engagement. It's not necessarily creating the personas, right? So that would probably be a separate technology, if you will. We help the marketer create the campaigns to engage with their customer throughout the buyer journey, right? But we're not creating the actual persona feedback or the description. That is something that they would either come up with themselves or figure out through the data that they can potentially collect through our platform. But we are not necessarily creating that profile.
So you're giving the customer their experience on the mobile device. Is that correct?
That is correct. So you can build it, create it, and adjust it and optimize it. And it's basically a journey builder, if you will, to create the campaign. So you can orchestrate a campaign within our platform.
Oh, that's very good. So before I let you go, Sophie, I'm really interested to learn, where do you see kind of the MarTech, the marketing technology stack? Where do you see it going over the next 3 or 4 or 5 years?
Well, I know our buddy Scott Brinker over at MarTech believes that there should be consolidation, but it hasn't happened yet. The kind of the list of MarTech solutions keeps on growing. It is timely that we're having this conversation because Marketo just bought Visible, for example, and we're a Marketo customer and a Visible customer. But I hope to see consolidation. I hope to see, a lot of these features and functionality kind of come together, because I'm having to piece them together myself, right, to create that journey, to create my MarTech stack. So I'm hoping that there's more consolidation so that there is more synergies across the different platforms, so that I can create a better experience for my customers that is not so disjointed.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your experience, and just a little bit about your role and your company. So if somebody wants more information on Vibes, where do they find it?
www.vibes.com. Like I said, we just launched our new website. We have a lot of different use cases. There's going to be additional updates to the website, but I think it's how customers and brands that are looking to engage with their customers on mobile channels and do it in a way that drives impact and ROI. We're the ones that can help them do that.
All right. So I lied. I do have one more question that it's just too important to ask you. Yeah. How has content consumption changed over the last few years? Are you seeing some content that everybody used to use is less important today, and everybody's kind of shifting over to a different content strategy? How do you see that in the mobile space?
Well, from a mobile perspective, the content has to be very consumable and easy to access, right? Like what we're doing now, we're creating videos. I see a resurgence in podcasts, which was just interesting. Mm-hmm. Interactive, kind of gifts. People are saying how more bite-sized and entertaining. I think it needs to be entertaining as well, right? Because we are inundated with a lot of information, and so I see content being very sporadic in terms of depending on the type of information that you're trying to convey. We have so many options now, right? So
got it. So I noticed also when I was going through your website this morning, and it looks great, Sophie, is that there's a lot of 45-second videos. Was that like a strategy?
Strategy, yes, in the sense that in case people are too lazy to read and they want to just see a video, some animation or some type of visual to accompany the words that we're trying to communicate, right?
Right.
So, I'm a visual person.
Yeah.
And I need to see something in order to understand it better.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, Sophie, I want to thank you so much. And I want to thank all of you out there in the online audience for watching. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kevin, for having me.